They did it. The Dallas Cowboys are NFC East champions after just dismantling the Indianapolis Colts 42-7. And of course, going into this game, Dallas, of course, had all the motivation, whereas Indianapolis, they already clinched their division. It's kind of an outside chance they could have gotten a first round bye. So Dallas definitely had the motivation, and boy, did they use it. Of course, it helped out a lot that our buddies over in Washington took care of the Philadelphia Eagles on Saturday, meaning that all we had to do was win today, and the Dallas Cowboys would take the division and secure a spot in the playoffs. Something we hadn't done since 2009. This was a great way to do it. I'm really glad that Tony Romo was really able to show out. And in the game that we were able to clinch the division at home, he was also able to pass Troy Aikman as Dallas Cowboys all-time yards leader. And, you guys know, and a lot of us on here has been, but, myself, I've always been a big Tony Romo guy. And I've always gotten frustrated with a lot of people, a lot of Cowboys fans, who have been overly critical of the guy, who have thought about going in different directions. A lot of people before the season started wanted to get Johnny Manziel, just that kind of stuff. And so many people, at least in my opinion, it felt like they couldn't see that Romo was never the problem in Dallas. That when the Cowboys were not living up their potential, not that he didn't have bad games or throw picks and stuff like that, I get that. But overall, with the problems were in Dallas, it wasn't Romo. And in those 8-8 seasons, he was the reason we got to 8 wins. Without him, Dallas would have finished last in the division probably each time. So I'm happy that this season we've really not only surrounded him with the kind of guys on offense to help him out, but that those guys and the coaching staff have catered an offense to make him as successful as possible, and there in turn, the Dallas Cowboys. DeMarco Murray has been the workhorse for us. And I will say throughout this game, especially once it started getting out of hand, I was really wondering why we kept DeMarco in the game. We know he's got a broken left hand. I know what they were trying to do. Trying to push so he could break Emmett's record for rushing yards in a season, and I'd love to see him do that. I think he's earned that. But at the same time, it wasn't worth it. So Dallas takes care of business. We're going to the playoffs. We're going to get a home game. The way this works, and this is before the Seattle-Arizona game, making this, I was mistaken. Some people, you guys corrected me as well. Dallas can still get a first-round bye in the playoffs if they beat Washington next week and Arizona loses tonight and next week. I believe they play the Rams next week. Or no, they play the Niners. They play the Niners next week, which is possible with with whoever's playing quarterback for the Cardinals right now. Part of me, of course, you want to get that bye. You want to get that official bye week in the playoffs. At the same time, part of me wants to just sit the guys against Washington. If there's a chance to get that bye week, you got to go for it. But part of me, we know how dangerous the Redskins are, and heck, we saw the worst that Tony got hurt this year was against the Redskins. I know you can't play scared and you can't do that kind of stuff, but Dallas, if Dallas sat their guys, they'd still have a bye week. Technically a bye week before the playoffs get started. But we'll all figure that out as we go along. More than likely, if Dallas stays in the 3 spot, more than likely they're going to play the loser of the Green Bay-Detroit game. And we'll talk about that later. But I just really want to bask in the fact that this was a football team that many of us didn't expect a whole lot from. You looked at the defense, you looked at the banged-up quarterback, and you just wondered, is this going to be one of the worst seasons we've ever had? I mean, can we even get to 8 wins? And they got to 11 and a division championship, and they got a shot. They've got a shot at a Super Bowl. And it surpassed all of our expectations. I'm extremely proud of this football team. Cowboys fans, the loyal, real Cowboys fans, we've had to deal with a lot from other fan bases, from fans of our fan base, and this team for letting us down many a time. But as of right now, they're NFC East champs, and I'm just really happy right now that they were able to clinch it up. So, how about them Cowboys? Just really proud of this group. Jason Garrett, he deserves way more credit than he's getting. We all are very critical of some of the decisions he's made before or whatever. He needs to be looked at as one of the guys that's been really a part of this to rebuild this season and make it the special thing that's been. So, how about them Cowboys? We'll see what happens in Washington next week, but no matter what happens, there will be a ball game in Jerry World in the playoffs. The Dallas Cowboys, they got a shot. Let's finish the fight, guys. See you guys next time. How about them Cowboys?